DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Tonight, a woman tragically lost her life after being struck while crossing Route 13. Plus, a local man is arrested for stealing an elderly woman's dog, how police tracked him down and recovered the pet. And remembering the legacy of a Delaware State Police Corporal who tragically lost his life during bomb technician training. We'll tell you more about that. Those stories and much more coming up tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to this DETV News Brief. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Here's what's making headlines today across the first state. This week marks 37 years since the death of Delaware State Corporal David Pulling, who died at 31 years old during bomb technician training. Pulling was fatally injured in 1987 when a device detonated on his final day at the FBI Hazardous Devices School down in Alabama. Today, the school in Alabama dedicated its newly renovated bomb technicians memorial and named its auditorium in Pulling's honor. A Delaware State Police Honor Guard joined 6 troopers at the ceremony today. Pulling had served with the agency for 6 years. In other news tonight, police in Dover are investigating a fatal pedestrian accident happened Tuesday night on DuPont Highway. According to police, a 29-year-old woman was attempting to cross the highway from the parking lot of a liquor store around 7 p.m. last night. Investigators say she was not in a crosswalk and she was wearing dark clothing. She was hit by a pickup truck that was driven by a 17-year-old who apparently continued driving for a short time before pulling over and calling his parents. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. No charges have been filed. The woman's name is being withheld until her family is notified. Now to a follow-up on a story we brought you last night. U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson issued a new policy today barring transgender individuals from using Capitol restrooms matching their gender identity. This rule applies to single-sex facilities across House-controlled areas, though unisex options do remain available. Johnson stated, quote, "It's a matter of clarity and fairness." His announcement coincided with Transgender Day of Remembrance, drawing some sharp criticism from LGBTQ+ advocates and lawmakers, such as Congressman Mark Pocan of Wisconsin, who called the policy, quote, "cruel." Representative-elect Sarah McBride, Congress's first openly transgender member, vowed to prioritize constituents over controversy, saying, quote, "I'm here to fight for Delawareans." The policy's enforcement remains unclear, with thousands working daily in the Capitol complex. Critics argue it distracts from legislative priorities while marginalizing vulnerable communities. To other news now, Delaware's court-ordered property reassessment is nearing its completion, with homeowners now receiving tentative property value notices. These notices are not tax bills, however, and they come as counties in Delaware prepare for updated tax rates next year. Many assessments, unchanged for decades before now show values significantly higher. The reassessment follows a court case challenging school funding fairness. Tyler Technologies was hired back in 2021, and they evaluated 215,000 Newcastle County properties based on 1983 values. A spokesperson for Tyler Technologies says these notices give taxpayers a chance to address errors. Residents can request informal hearings if values seem off to them, ensuring transparency in this unfamiliar process. To education news now, where nearly 100 Brandywine School District teachers walked out of a school board meeting on Monday, voicing frustration over stalled contract talks. Dressed in red shirts that read "Proud BEA members," the teachers left without commenting during public session at Claymont Elementary School. Superintendent Dr. Lisa Lawson, uninvolved in the negotiations, expressed optimism for a resolution. She says, quote, "It's taken longer than hoped, but we're confident that we'll reach an agreement soon." The district passed a tax hike in February, promising competitive teacher pay. Currently, Brandywine teachers rank second in Newcastle County salaries, trailing only Votech schools. Teacher strikes are illegal here in the first state. And Seaford High School student body has surged by 15%, reaching 960 students this year, a significant rise from the low 700s just about a decade ago. Sussex County's Route 13 corridor schools, including Laurel, Woodbridge, and Delmar, also reported gains, according to Delaware's latest student enrollment report. Meanwhile, AI DuPont High School continues to decline, now at 550 students, just over 46% of its 1,193 student capacity. The Red Clay School District sees mixed trends, with McCain growing by 50 students to 982 students, while Conrad and Dickinson remain the smallest in the state of Delaware. And a federal court has ordered Harris Jewelry to reopen its claims portal for 33 days that started November 18th and runs through December 21st of this year. The retailer previously violated a 2022 settlement with the FTC and 18 states, including Delaware, by prematurely closing the portal. Harris Jewelry was accused of deceptive practices targeting military families, including illegal financing and misleading protection plans. Refund could total nearly $11 million. Delaware AG Kathy Jennings called the conduct unconscionable, urging affected service members to act swiftly. Claims can be submitted via Harris's website, ensuring victims receive justice and accountability. And state police have arrested 51-year-old Michael Hughes of Towns End for felony thefts from the DuPont Experimental Station here in Wilmington. Between August and October of this year, Hughes, a subcontracted employee, allegedly stole lab and office equipment worth thousands of dollars, selling it online following an investigation and a search of his home. Police recovered equipment valued at several $100,000. Hughes turned himself in this week and was charged with felony theft and selling stolen property. He was released on his own recognizance. And a 60-year-old Long Island man has received life plus 48 years in Newcastle County Superior Court for a chilling domestic violence spree. Reginald Phaeton was convicted of attempted murder and other charges stemming from a 2023 shooting of his estranged partner in Delaware. Prosecutors say Phaeton stalked, attacked, and shot the victim 12 times, leaving her severely injured but still alive. Attorney General Kathy Jennings praised the outcome, saying, quote, "This just result acknowledges a harrowing chapter of violence and survival." And get this, Delaware lands at number 20 in WalletHub's 2024 Safest States ranking, scoring over 52% overall. Known as the first state, of course, Delaware excelled in personal and residential safety, coming in at number 7, as well as emergency preparedness, coming in at number 12 with that. However, its road safety, all the way up to number 40, and workplace safety, number 41, dragged down its overall ranking. But on a brighter note, Delaware boasts the lowest bullying rate in the U.S. and ranks number 2 for adults with rainy day funds. The safest states are Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, while Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas top the most dangerous list. And Delaware's housing assistance process just got a little bit simpler for us. A new universal application now connects all 5 public housing authorities, eliminating the need for separate submissions. This is a step in the right direction, says Cynthia Carney, director of the Delaware State Housing Authority, noting the change will not immediately reduce wait times, but aims to ease the process for all applicants. The update affects authorities in Newcastle County, Wilmington, Dover, Newark, and the state. Existing applicants must update their details by November 22nd. Mark that date, it's coming up soon. Officials celebrated the collaboration last week. And more than a dozen brands are recalling organic carrots sold in 18 states due to potential E. coli contamination. Federal officials says the CDC is investigating an outbreak linked to the carrots, which has resulted in 1 death and 15 hospitalizations as of November 18th. No cases, fortunately, have been reported here in Delaware, though cases have been found up in Pennsylvania and over in New Jersey. The affected products, including both whole and baby carrots, were sold between the dates of August 14th and October 23rd. Brands involved in the recall include Grimway Farms, Cal Organic, and Bunny Love, among many others. The CDC advises consumers not to eat the recalled carrots and to check their refrigerators for affected products. We also want to make sure that you clean any surfaces or items that may have come in contact with those carrots. And speaking of checking on things, let's check in with our own Shakara Denise to see if the forecast is looking better than the news about those carrots. Shakara, how's the rest of the week looking?
DETV News Weather is brought to you by Real Life Prosthetics. Live life fully with Real Life Prosthetics. Your ability is our mission. It's actually looking pretty well, Matt. Good evening, DETV fam. And guess what? It's hump day. Only a couple more days till the weekend vibes kick in. The much needed rain is making its way through Wilmington tonight, and we might even see some thunderstorms. So be careful out there and don't forget your rain gear. Now let's shift gears and talk about Thursday. Winter coats, everyone. It's time to pull them out. A cold front is sweeping in, bringing a cool down you'll definitely feel. We'll start the day with some early morning showers, but don't worry, they'll clear out as we head into the afternoon. By then, we'll see partly sunny skies. Temperatures will top out at 53 degrees, but those brisk winds with gusts up to 25 miles per hour will make it feel even cooler. Now, here's a sneak peek at your weekend. After a rainy Friday, we've got some fall magic on deck. Saturday will be partly sunny with a high of 54 degrees, and Sunday, even better, mostly sunny and reaching 55 degrees. Perfect for enjoying those last fall colors. And before I go, here's a fun nugget for all of you peanut butter fans. Today is National Peanut Butter Fudge Day. What better excuse than to treat yourself? Delaware has plenty of local candy shops, so grab some fudge and share it with a friend or keep it all to yourself. You've earned it. That's it for now. Have a great evening, everyone. Back to you, Matt.
Chocolate peanut butter fudge is my favorite. I will not be sharing. Shakara, thank you. Speaking of food, the Food Bank of Delaware is holding free food distributions in each county before the Thanksgiving holiday. The upcoming ones can be seen here on your screen. To speed up check-in, advanced online registration is requested but not required. On-site registration will also be available. Service is first come, first served, while supplies last, with a limit of 1 giveaway per household. Participants must be present and provide proof of a Delaware residency. This can be a state ID or driver's license, or a utility bill or a SNAP card. Volunteers request that trunks or back seats be cleared for ease of food loading. And speaking of Turkey Day, nearly 80 million Americans will travel 50 miles or more this Thanksgiving. AAA projects that number marks a 1.7 million increase from last year. This year's forecast includes travel from the Tuesday before to the Monday after the holiday, capturing that extended rush there. A record-breaking 71.7 million travelers will drive. That's bolstered by lower gas prices, according to AAA, and the organization predicts gas prices could dip below $3 per gallon nationwide, the lowest since 2021. AAA expects high numbers here in Delaware as well, mostly traveling by car.
Here in Delaware, AAA anticipates also record-setting travel volume, with more than 216,000 Delawareans traveling for the Thanksgiving holiday period. That's up year over year. More than 91% of those, or 198,000 Delawareans, will be traveling by car. Traveling by car is always the preferred mode of transportation for holiday travelers. Not only is it convenient, affording people the opportunity to stop and start whenever they want, but it's also typically the most cost-effective mode of transportation, especially for families.
To the skies now, where air travel is also soaring, with 5.8 million Americans expected to fly. That's up 2% from last year. Meanwhile, cruises and buses are also regaining steam, showing an 18% jump over pre-pandemic levels. AAA advises planning ahead, especially in cities like Boston and LA, where congestion could more than double. So if you're headed there, heads up. Thanksgiving Day itself remains the best time to hit the road. So while you may be saving at the pump, that big meal this Thanksgiving, however, is going to cost you more. Americans are expected to spend about $430 on Thanksgiving festivities this year. That's a 19% increase over last year. That's according to LendingTree. Debt relief experts do have some tips on how to save, however. They say potlucks can cut costs while letting guests share their favorite dishes. They also say to stock up on pantry staples during sales and plan ahead for travel expenses. Experts also recommend booking midweek flights or car rentals early to lock in those savings. Also, carpooling or splitting costs with family can also ease the financial strain. Lastly, experts tell us to be honest about travel limitations and seeking help from community resources if needed. And finally tonight, we end with a bit of relief for a Sussex County community. A beloved family dog is back home safe after a theft that left residents shocked. Here's what happened. A Millsboro man is in custody tonight after police say that he stole an elderly resident's dog, a crime that left many in the community both shaken and relieved following the safe recovery of that beloved pet. According to Millsboro police, 19-year-old Isaiah Lacates was arrested after allegedly taking the dog from the victim's property. Authorities say he did not act alone and was accompanied by another juvenile co-conspirator. The theft was reported earlier this week, prompting a swift investigation by police, and tonight we are happy to share that the dog was located unharmed thanks to the assistance of the Laurel Police Department. On Wednesday morning, the 19-year-old was charged with theft and conspiracy. We are certainly glad to see that the dog is home safe with their owner tonight. And that's going to do it for this DETV News Brief. Don't forget to follow us all along your favorite social media platforms for updates on what's happening all around the state of Delaware. And of course, if you have a comment, question, or a news tip, send it our way. We want to hear from you. Contact us at press@detvch.com. For Shakara and all of us here at DETV, I'm Matt Ford. We'll see you right back here next week. Good night. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance, or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and Nurse Navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening, and you're asking for so much more.
My name is Jason Aviles, and I am the founder and owner of Fly Yogi, and I'm here to share with you some tips to be able to help fight opioid addiction. Opioid addiction is a real growing problem here in America, and I'm here to share with you some tips that you can be able to integrate into your everyday life to really fight against opioid addiction. One of the first things is redeveloping your mindset. One of the practices that I like to use daily is meditation. And what meditation does is it brings you clarity of mind, and it helps keep you grounded, and it improves your ability to make decisions that you are going to benefit from. A lot of the time we find that addiction is rooted in our mindset. It's rooted in how we think and how we perceive, and therefore how we act. So this is a really good way to help fight against that energy of addiction. The second thing is improving your lifestyle through diet and exercise. At the very root of addiction, there is substances within the body that's causing the addiction on a physical level. When we begin to introduce healthier foods, plant-based foods, we begin to remove and detox the substances that are in our body that's causing and attracting the addiction. So through incorporating more fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and even drinking water on a daily basis, you're going to put your body in a state where it's going to be able to fight the root causes of these addictions. The second part is exercise. Exercise is good for mood. It's good for energy. It's good to increase vitality. It's good to get your heart pumping and get your blood flowing and get oxygen moving throughout the body. So through engaging in physical exercise, complemented by incorporating healthier foods, you're putting your body and your mind in a state where it does not want what's causing these things that are manifesting negatively in your life. So addiction can really be decreased by just incorporating a healthier lifestyle through diet and nutrition, exercise, and then also making sure that you're tackling the mind through mindset, through meditation.